China's economy is at a critical juncture. For decades, China's growth seemed unstoppable. Double-digit GDP increases were the norm. The country lifted millions out of poverty. It became the world's factory floor. But now the economic miracle is showing cracks. GDP growth has slowed to around 5% annually. Unemployment, especially among youth, is rising. The real estate sector, long a pillar of growth, is teetering. Consumer confidence is waning. Foreign investors are growing wary. At the helm of this economic ship is Xi Jinping. Despite his immense authority, Xi seems reluctant to address these mounting economic challenges head-on. China's economic health has global implications, affecting markets worldwide. China's economy faces a mountain of debt. The country's debt-to-GDP ratio has skyrocketed in recent years. It now stands at over 300%. Much of this debt is held by local governments and state-owned enterprises. They've borrowed heavily to fund infrastructure projects and real estate development. The scale of this debt is staggering, estimated to be around $51 trillion. This debt overhang creates significant risks, limiting China's ability to stimulate its economy. Another major challenge is demographic decline. China's population is aging rapidly and the workforce is shrinking. This demographic shift threatens China's long-term economic prospects. Productivity growth is also slowing. The country needs to move up the value chain and innovate to compete globally. However, state control of key sectors often stifles innovation. The government's heavy-handed approach to tech companies is a case in point. It's creating uncertainty and hampering growth in this crucial sector. These challenges are interconnected, making solutions complex. Xi Jinping's approach to governance prioritizes political control over economic liberalization. This marks a significant shift from his predecessors. Deng Xiaoping famously declared, "To get rich is glorious." Xi, however, emphasizes common prosperity, aiming to reduce inequality. But it also gives the state more control over the economy. Xi's focus on state control extends to the private sector. He's launched crackdowns on tech giants like Alibaba and Tencent. These moves have wiped billions off their market value. The message is clear: no company is too big to escape party oversight. National security is another top priority for Xi. He sees economic security as a crucial component of this. The dual circulation strategy emphasizes self-reliance. While potentially beneficial long-term, these policies are causing short-term economic pain. Xi's anti-corruption campaign has created a culture of fear among officials, hindering necessary economic reforms. China's economic slowdown is sending shockwaves across the globe. The most immediate impact is on trade. China has long been a voracious consumer of raw materials. Its appetite drove commodity booms in countries from Australia to Brazil. Now that demand is waning and commodity prices are falling. This is hurting economies that rely heavily on exports to China. China is a crucial market for many multinational companies. Apple, for instance, relies on China for about 20% of its revenue. As Chinese consumers tighten their belts, these companies are feeling the pinch. China's role in global supply chains is also critical. Disruptions in China can lead to shortages and price increases worldwide. The financial markets are also feeling the effects. China's stock market has been volatile, spilling over into global markets. Investors are nervous about China's economic prospects, leading to market sell-offs and increased economic uncertainty worldwide. China's real estate sector is in crisis. For years, property development was a key driver of growth. It accounted for about 30% of China's GDP. Cities expanded rapidly, with towering apartment blocks sprouting like mushrooms. But this growth was built on shaky foundations. The sector is now facing a severe downturn. Property giant Evergrande defaulted on its debt in 2021, sending shockwaves through the industry. Other developers are also struggling, and home prices are falling in many cities. This is a major problem for Chinese households, as many view property as their primary investment. Falling prices erode their wealth and confidence. Local governments rely heavily on land sales for revenue. As the property market slumps, their finances are under pressure. Xi Jinping's government has been reluctant to bail out the sector, worried about moral hazard. The government needs to manage the decline without causing a crash. China's youth are facing a job crisis. The unemployment rate for 16 to 24-year-olds hit a record high of 21.3% in June 2023. This is more than 3 times the overall unemployment rate. It's a stark contrast to the rapid economic growth of previous decades. Several factors contribute to this problem. One is a mismatch between education and job market needs. China's education system often emphasizes rote learning over critical thinking. There's also intense competition, with a record 11.58 million students graduating in 2023. The job market can't absorb them all. The economic slowdown is exacerbating the problem. Many companies are cutting back on hiring. The tech sector, once a major employer of young graduates, has been hit hard by government crackdowns. The youth unemployment crisis has serious implications, creating a generation of disillusioned young people. This could have long-term consequences for China's economic development. The Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI, is Xi Jinping's signature foreign policy. Launched in 2013, it aims to build infrastructure and boost trade across Asia, Africa, and Europe. It's often described as a modern Silk Road. The ambition is vast, involving billions of dollars in investments, but the reality has often fallen short of the vision. Many BRI projects have faced challenges, with some criticized for poor planning. Others have left host countries with unsustainable debt. Sri Lanka, for example, had to lease a port to China after it couldn't repay loans. This has led to accusations of debt trap diplomacy. The BRI has also faced geopolitical headwinds. The US and its allies see it as a tool for expanding China's influence. Despite these challenges, China remains committed to the BRI but is scaling back its ambitions. There's more focus on smaller, more sustainable projects and green development. This shift reflects both economic realities and changing global priorities. China's tech sector is caught in a perfect storm. On one side, there's pressure from the Chinese government. Xi Jinping's crackdown on tech giants has created uncertainty. Companies like Alibaba and Tencent have lost billions in market value. The message is clear: innovation is welcome, but not at the expense of party control. On the other side, there's pressure from the United States. The US has imposed restrictions on Chinese tech companies. Huawei, for example, has been cut off from advanced semiconductors. This has severely impacted its smartphone business. The US cites national security concerns, while China sees it as an attempt to stifle its technological progress. These pressures are reshaping China's tech landscape. There's a push for self-reliance in key technologies. China is investing heavily in semiconductor production and promoting homegrown alternatives to Western software and services. The tech war is part of a broader trade conflict, with both sides seeing dominance in technology as key to global leadership. Predicting China's economic future is challenging, but we can outline some possible scenarios. The optimistic view sees China successfully navigating its current challenges. In this scenario, the government implements reforms, rebalancing the economy towards consumption and services. Innovation drives productivity growth, and China avoids the middle-income trap. A more pessimistic scenario sees China's growth stalling. The debt burden becomes unsustainable, and the real estate sector collapses, triggering a financial crisis. Social unrest grows as unemployment rises. In this scenario, China's rise is halted. A middle path is perhaps most likely. China's growth slows but doesn't collapse. The government manages to muddle through, addressing challenges piecemeal. Xi Jinping's decisions will shape China's economic future. As we watch China's economic story unfold, one thing is certain: its impact will be felt far beyond its borders.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.